Okay, so yes, it is much like a portal. Think of it kind of like a Terminator with all the lightning and stuff when they leave heaven. Um, Depending on the planet they go into, depending on the portals that they move between, um, interesting things can occur on the planets. Almost guaranteed that when an angel moves from heaven to, we'll call it the Earth plane, or in this case the Maori plane, um, most angels cannot simply go from the heavens to the earth, so to speak. They have to essentially, what's the word I'm looking for? Possess. They have to possess a human. The only way the energy is so incredible when an angel possesses a human that typically you'll get a thunderstorm, you'll get rolling black clouds, all that good stuff. When the archangels come, huge storm, lots of thunder. When the generals come, something wild happens. Depending on the planet they're on, depending on the kind of moon that the planet has, the number of moons will have a different effect. Uh, the archangels, the generals, and the horsemen, however, do not require possession in order to come to Earth on God's behalf. However, and I say Earth, but this includes Maori or any other planet. If a general or royalty, um, if they come to Earth for their own reasons, then they have to possess someone. It's just a rule in my universe. However, if it's on God's behalf, they can come straight over. Now, when they come straight over with God's blessing to Maori, uh, the way I have it written right now is they show up in this mountain, this big mountain ridge overlooking the New York of Maori. I originally had them land on the building in the New York area, but it didn't flow well. So they're in the mountain. The archangels actually appear first, and they all take a knee with their sword, put the sword to the ground, bow their heads, thunder, lightning, followed by the four horsemen. The horsemen enter the horsemen, badass. They have like a living armor. All of them have different living armor. Um, Almost where like the armor is breathing. It's really cool how I imagine it. They're all four horsemen are very different looking. Their mares are very different looking. Think like the White Walker's horses. That would be Death's horse. Uh,
Maybe
they,
like an earth one, like with like earthen armor, like living green plant like armor, and then like maybe like a shadow one where it's like moving
look,
shadow.
I like the shadow one. The green one is a little too nice. No, this I would think more along the lines of
water?
like water or ice would be
Like
badass.
ice.
Yeah, an ice one would be really cool.
Water would look more flowing, like it was living though, because you would be able to move.
It's true. That is true.
And fire would be cool.
Well, obviously the fire is the war.
Yeah.
So we're gonna use the four names from the four horsemen in the Bible: war, famine, death, and pestilence. I want to say is the number four.
Yeah, the poverty one.
No.
Isn't there?
It's not poverty. It's a disease, pestilence.
Okay.
So all those ideas of living armor, we can run with them. The generals never actually have to enter Maori. They stay on Maori's moon and basically watch everything from there. There's no reason for them to enter Maori, primarily because even though there's the blessing that happens, sometimes depending on the moons, they can't. They'll enter a planet and things will happen. For example, on our Earth, when Michael comes to our Earth, we get a blue moon, and all supernatural beings, angels, fallen demons, werewolves, vampires, you name it, lose their power. Doesn't happen on every planet, but it always happens on Earth. Lucifer commands a blood moon. Huge earthquakes, freaking wild tsunamis. Big deal when Lucifer comes to our Earth. They don't want to. They don't want to take the chance of doing all this because they're trying to put this this annihilation into motion without any hiccups. So the archangel standing, waiting for the orders. The first of the horsemen comes down off the mountain, does what he has to do. He takes his hand, he puts it down into the earth, like in the ground, puts it in the ground, and like you can see the earth, like the really nice rich soil, starts to immediately dry out, and it moves in
So it's
sections.
like, that's the famine one. There.
Yes, yes,
So he like makes the ground infernal.
correct. Now he doesn't do it to the whole planet. He does it, and it skips certain places, and it affects other places really badly. The lack of food is what causes the war. So then, the first horseman's done. Enter war. War enters. They start warring over all this lack of food. People start fighting. Battles left and right, killing each other. And war is going through just basically whispering and influencing people to basically keep going to war and keep
Spreading
killing
the
as
war.
many as they can. Once that happens, pestilence comes in. So for everyone who knows a little bit of military history, we lost more people in World War II to disease than we did to the enemy. So pestilence does this. He comes in and he starts going into these camps, these refugee camps, these war camps, and he just starts spreading diseases. People are dying all over the place. The idea here is that Maori is not to be annihilated completely. He being Lucifer, per God, wants the planet's wealth to be left intact because it's part of an important galaxy. So Maori, the three horsemen have done their thing, and then all that's left is for Death. Death comes through, and he does his thing. He kills pretty much everybody remaining. Not a whole lot of people left from this war. Some people may say, well, why would God, say it's okay to even kill the Avatar people that were brought over as slaves? Because God is not an emotional being. He's a very, very
Yeah, they messed up, so
Yeah.
now everyone gets the consequence.
they all get the consequence.
It's like Noah and the flood.
Right. Now, I will tell you this. One of the things we're going to do is, in the book, 8 minutes. Do it again.